quick disclaimer, I just want you guys to know that anything I do say in this video, this is all in my opinion, and these are just my reviews and what I thought of the past 3 Call of Duty games so far. Alright, so let's start this video out on the good side of things. Let's start out with Modern Warfare 2019. This game, and I just want to let you guys know, I do not have any footage of Vanguard or Modern Warfare, so this is all going to be Cold War VIP clips, so just like get that out there. But Modern Warfare 2019 was a really good game, in my opinion. Very, very good. It brought back a lot of the OG Call of Duty players because it was an OG title that people loved. People loved Modern Warfare for original Modern Warfare for what it was. The game in itself was really good. Weapons amazing. Camos were pretty good. Overall, they weren't completely terrible or dog shit. I will say Damascus was a little underwhelming. Platinum was a little underwhelming. I still think it was dope with like if you had it on a certain weapon or a certain like variant or blueprint of a weapon. But in my opinion, the game wasn't bad. Like I said, the camos and the weapons were not bad. The what do you call it? The bundles that you got in the shop were not terrible. They weren't that good. They were pretty good, but they weren't that good. What do you call it? The time to kill was a major issue in that game. It was too quick, you know. It was kind of like Ghosts. Ghosts had a really fast time to kill, and Modern Warfare 2018 also had the same thing. Any weapon that you used would shred, no matter what. Fuck, you could use literally the lowest damage dealing weapon and still be able to do good with it. It didn't matter. The opportunities you had in that game for weapon usage was through the roof. You could use anything. Fuck, the Odin was able to like 2 or 3 shot. I think the weakest weapon out of Modern Warfare, I think off the top of my head, what would be the weakest weapon? MP7. I think the MP7 was the weakest SMG. AR, I think the weakest AR was the M13. Shotgun was Origin. LMG was the MG. What do you call it? Snipers. They were good all around. The only thing bad about like any of them was either the ADS speed or the movement speed. Marksman rifles were obviously marksman rifles. They were meant to be like 50-50, good, bad, didn't really matter. Like the I think it was the I forgot what the name of them were, but it was like the Type 63 from Cold War. It was like that. That was like a 3-shot, 4-shot. It doesn't really okay. What I'm trying to get to is that it didn't really matter what weapon you used. Everything was gonna be good no matter what, and it just all depended on like movement speed, what kind of attachments you use, and the variety of attachments is what I loved about Modern Warfare. There was a fuck ton of different attachments for one specific weapon. Like there was a fuck ton of stocks for certain weapons. I think one of them was the AMAX. I think it had its own specific attachments for its own category. Like barrels, it had barrels meant for that kind of weapon. Like the AS Val had attachments. I don't think it had a single attachment that helped with recoil control, and it all helped with either long range engagements, ADS speed, or bull velocity. and damage range, obviously. But it doesn't, like, they had variety. That's the thing I loved about Modern Warfare. Variety was a major key in a game. And I just loved that about it. The game modes were amazing. It brought back some old ones, some good ones. It brought back a fuck ton of old maps that we know and love, like Rust, fucking Scrapyard, I think it was, Hackney Yard. No, not Hackney Yard. Hackney Yard wasn't an old one. I don't think, at least. Fuck, what were they? Shipment, obviously. Fuck. I would have to go back to the game to look at the maps, but it did. I know, because I played the game a fuck ton. I have like 30 or 40 days played on the game. I fucking played that game way too much. I have like 1,200 days or something on it, and that's not the point. We're gonna hear a lot of the same words I use, like, in this, like, variety, all that kind of shit. But that's the thing I loved about it. You were introduced to a different variety of, like, weapons. Like, you can, like the meta wasn't, well, meta. I don't want to refer to it as meta because that's not the actual word. The usage that you could use, or like the weapons you could use, was interesting, because you had weapons that had fast fire rates, low damage, low fire rates, big damage, like the Odin. And then you have the M13. Those are really good comparisons, because those are both weapons that are good all around. But then you have also weapons like the Asval, which were good because they had fast fire rate and good damage. And like, it was, the game was really good. It had some flaws. They introduced really good movement mechanics, which I know and which we all know and love. It brought slide canceling, like all sweats do. Drop shotting was a thing, but drop shotting was a major one of the major issues, honestly, in my opinion. Because unlike Cold War and I think Vanguard, if you prone and ADS at the same time, then it's gonna cancel you. It'll unscope or unaim you, like it'll take you out of ADSing, and then you'll re-ADS you because what do you call it? Because they remove those kind of mechanics in the newer CODs, which I like, because it doesn't, like, because obviously I may or may have done it, like, here and there on accident, sometimes on purpose, because trying to outmaneuver the enemy. But the mechanics of Modern Warfare 2019 and the engine, the graphics, all was perfect. Honestly, I think it was amazing, in my own opinion. And the game did get a lot of hate, so that was one major issue. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Alright, now let's talk about, in my opinion, probably the one thing that I loved most about Modern Warfare 2019, which is Warzone. Warzone was very, very amazing. We got introduced to Verdansk, probably one of the best battle royale maps, honestly, for me personally. Not just because Caldera was like trash or anything. Caldera was a good map in concept. In the actual layout of the map was kind of ass, with the introduction of Vanguard. The too much foliage, like too much green, It was it was very colorful. That's one thing I loved about it. It was very colorful, but that's one thing I think that Verdansk lacked in. It was color. It was very gray and kind of like sad. Not the game, not the actual map overall, just like the actual fucking, what do you call it? The fuck. What do you say? The color was sad. It was bland. But the one thing that it did bring us was a lot of joy, a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, a lot of bugs. When Vanguard or when Modern Warzone first came out, there was a fuck ton of bugs. Let me tell you. There was people trying to set world records already. Fuck, people were trying to get snipes past 1,000, 2,000 meters. I think the longest one was like 1,000, 2,000 meters. Hold on, let me check. Give me a sec. Yeah, people were setting world records like when the game first came out. The farthest snipe currently from Verdansk was 3,068.07 meters. And that is far as shit. Like, it's insane how far that is. It was just so fun, entertaining. It brought so many people's like joy, or brought so many people joy. The game mode was phenomenal. It was it was lovely. I enjoyed playing it personally a fuck ton. And introduction to like Rebirth, that was a really good one. Rebirth was like the second best map, I think. Next to Verdansk. Third place for me, with the introduction of Vanguard, was Fortune's Keep. Fortune's Keep, in my opinion, was really good. Layout was very, very nice. It was interesting to learn at first because we were so used to playing like Rebirth, but it made people actually have to learn the map again and learn how to use the different weapons and different play styles, because people weren't used to playing in that kind of manner, because people were used to fast paced get and go. People were getting like get load out, fucking rush people, shit on them, move to the next team, shit on them, all that kind of shit. Then you also have but it was different with Fortune's Keep, because Fortune's Keep made you have to learn and play differently compared to Rebirth, and that's one of the things I loved about it. It gave variety. It gave like something different, something new that we actually had to figure out for the first time, and fuck, just the layout of both of the maps were really good, in my opinion. Like all the maps were nice. Besides Caldera, personally, I didn't like it. I just wasn't a fan of Caldera. Caldera just wasn't it. It didn't hit as hard as like the other three maps. It was slow. I think it was either bigger or a teensy bit smaller. I feel like it was maybe like a teensy bit smaller than Verdansk was, but it just wasn't it. It wasn't the map that people wanted. People just didn't enjoy it as much as the other three, because the other three were more fast-paced, more enjoyable. Caldera, I think the best part about Caldera that actually got introduced was the planes. The planes were fucking... Now, that was something funny to play with when the game first came out, or when the map first came out. but I just enjoy it. I enjoy Warzone for what it is, and it was fun, interesting, new. People didn't actually ever think though of uh, a battle royale mode for a Call of Duty game. People just didn't think of that, and yeah, it's something that brought their attention to it, and people were enjoying it a lot. People played it a lot. So honestly, that's just my thoughts of it. I'm gonna actually rate them from now on. Modern Warfare 2019, in my opinion, was like a 7.6 out of 10. Warzone was a 8.4 out of 10. Phenomenal though, Warzone was. Alright, so this one's gonna get under people's skin for many reasons. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, hear me out. In my opinion, this game was amazing. Way better than Modern Warfare 2019. I am a fanboy of this game. I fucking love this one. This is like my favorite out of the past three. It was this one just brought my addiction for zombies through the roof, because going from Modern Warfare 2019 in Warzone, for not having a Call of Duty Zombies because it was a Modern Warfare title, going into Cold War made me just happy. It gave me a reason to want to play a Call of Duty game again, and it was fun. The game was just fun overall. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about multiplayer, and then I'm going to talk about the zombies. But just another disclaimer, I'm not going to be talking about any of the campaigns. Or if anything, I'll just say them right now. The campaign for Modern Warfare 2019 was a 9.6 out of 10. Cold Wars was a 8.9 out of 10. Vanguard's was a I'd have to say like a 6.7 out of 10. Not that good. But okay, quick, we're gonna talk about multiplayer first. Multiplayer was weird. It introduced, or it made the TTK way higher than Modern Warfare 2019's, which I loved, because having a slower TTK is, or if you guys don't know what that is, time to kill, obviously. It's better to have a lower time to kill because it gives more of an opportunity or a chance to actually fight back. And that's one thing I liked about BO4, because the time to kill in that game, it was very, very long, but it gave more of a chance to fight back because there was a lot of weapons that were really good, overpowered. But the supply drops. But I like the thing right now, which you're able to like get 50 crates, get them back, whatever. But we're talking about Cold War. Cold War touched my heart in a very, very good way. Just the zombies and multiplayer was amazing in my opinion. Multiplayer is really good in its own way, but one thing I will say though, camos in this game were fucking amazing. Camos were like the best I'd seen since Black Ops 3, or no, Black Ops 4. Even though it's only a skipping one Call of Duty game, which is Modern Warfare 2019, fucking Cold War's camos were amazing. Like the best I'd seen. Like instead of, which I will say BO4 had the best camos, I'd say BO Cold War was in second place. Black Ops 3 was in third, and or no. Black Ops 2 is in third, BO3 is in fourth, Black Ops 1 was in fifth. But Black Ops Cold War, the multiplayer was good. The guns were weird. The guns had a good variety. Like, it brought back weapons from like older Call of Duty games, like the Commando, which in this game it's XM4, AK-47, fucking FAR, which would be the FAMAS, guns like that, kind of like the MAC-10 that they brought back from BO1, the fucking Milano, which is supposed to be like a Uzi type weapon, but just in a different type of Uzi weapon. Fucking MP5. It was supposed to be an older version of it, and yeah, just like that. Weapons from older Call of Duty games, or the weapons are supposed to fit the type of like age that they were in, or the type of time they were at. Like, Cold War is set in 1984, when, or like, I'm not gonna get into the campaign shit, but it's set in 1984, and that's one thing that I like, because Cold War kept straight. It literally kept pretty much like 90% of the entire game was based off of 1984, and I like how they kept to that timeline. But Vanguard's a different story. I'm going to talk about that later in the video. Modern Warfare 2018 also kept to their timeline, which I liked. I liked how each of the games kept to their own timeline. Vanguard, I think they did a little too much, but I'm going to get into that. Cold War kept to their timeline very well. It did bring a lot of futuristic stuff, like the bundles were very futuristic. Everything was like, they didn't care. They really didn't care when it came to this game. Like, they just wanted to release content, which I like. I don't care if it's in the timeline or not. I like that it's in the timeline, like keeping to what's supposed to be, but too much of it just ruins it. Like, World War II ruined it with keeping it way too to the point, too gloomy, too gray, all that. And the variety of weapons changed. I like how you could either get the camo, or not the camos, the guns from either the battle pass or by doing challenges, which I loved. Kind of like Modern Warfare 2018. They both did it very well. Vanguard also did it very well. I'm not gonna opt them out just because I don't like the game very much, but I like how they did that, though. They made you either have to do a challenge to do it, or to get the weapon, or you could acquire it from the battle pass, but you would have to have either every battle pass to be able to get every single weapon, obviously, besides like the marshals or like melee weapons. Certain melee weapons weren't in it. I don't even think a single one was in Cold War. But yeah, I'm done talking about the guns. Let's talk about the camos and zombies. Not just the camos and zombies, but the camos and the challenges were very short. Modern Warfare had 100 camos for God knows what reason, but they had 100 camos for every weapon to be able to get the camo. But Cold War kept it very short and simple. The one thing I will say, though, is for hitting so hard for my heart, or to my heart, for the game personally, I'm surprised that in 6 months around that time they were able to make this game the way it is today, and that's what I like. The fact that they were able to do all this within the 6 months that they had to be able to do this, because Vanguard was supposed to release the year prior, but instead we got Cold War, which was kind of stupid. Which I'm glad they're giving them a 2-year timestamp. I think that's what it's called. A 2-year break to be able to create their game and not just have 1 year. Which I'm glad they gave them 2 years, because honestly we need the break from a yearly Call of Duty release. So I like that. I will say though that the one thing I don't like very much is how clunky the game is, because Modern Warfare has felt more smooth, more open for opportunity for like movement and shit. Cold Wars was kept to like it was like very clunky. Just the gameplay just felt very beefy. I'm trying to use different words so it's not just clunky, whatever. But yeah, the movement in Cold War was way different than we've seen since Modern Warfare, and yeah, it's weird. It's different. Cold War Zombies, though, this is what I'm going to talk about now, in my opinion, was very good for what they had. The gameplay that they had for it was very nice. Had a lot less bugs and glitches compared to BO3 and BO4, which I'm glad that it's different, or that it didn't have as many bugs and shit. But Black Ops Cold War Zombies, in my opinion, was amazing. The camos were amazing, as you can see on screen right now. Dark Ether just looks fucking sexy. I know it's supposed to be pretty much be like a Black Ops 3 remake of Dark Matter, but in my opinion, I think they did it even better than BO3. Like this game, their camos are very good. DM Ultra was a little underwhelming, but was still a very good camo. Like, it gave people something that they actually want to grind for, in 2 different modes too. So it's not just one mode where you have to play only multiplayer to be able to get the camo, but you can play zombies too to get a different type of camo, which I love. And the map on release for Cold War was something I like, because it was pretty much just Nocturne Toten, but brought into more of a how do I say this? Fuck. It was brought into more of like a rundown graffiti type version of it. That's the one thing I like about it. That's not just Nocturne Toten. And yeah, the map on release wasn't terrible, but it wasn't that good. The Easter eggs on this game weren't that good. They were very easy, very simple to do, good for new players. That's the thing I liked about this game. It was very, very open to new players, and had a lot more opportunity than like BO3 did, because BO3 was more straight to the point. If you're good at zombies, you're gonna be good at this, and yeah, that's the thing I like about Cold War. It was more open to new players, and like with the Rampage Inducer introduction, I think was a really good introduction. Made the zombies more hard hitting. It made them faster on earlier rounds. Put them at like a full sprint. But yeah, I like Cold War. In my opinion, Cold War honestly was a 9.2 out of 10. and that's what I'm gonna put it as permanently. Alright, this is honestly not even Cold War will be able to probably be the most controversial topic of this video, but Vanguard, oh boy, I got a bone to pick with this game. Call of Duty Vanguard, where do I start? Shitty campaign, not that good, storyline was kinda eh, multiplayer was bad. the Warzone introduction, or the Warzone integration that they had on Warzone was bad. Yikes. Zombies was terrible on release. Oh my god. Holy shit. Whew. Alright, let's get started on the multiplayer part of this. Alright, multiplayer. Weapons, interesting. Weapon variations were good. I like how they kept to the World War II theme, but the one thing I didn't like was how they kept it so World War II-ish. Like, Cold War was more on the futuristic side, not even just because of the bundles, just because of the like the map integrations, the guns themselves weren't like super World War or 1984-ish, and Vanguard, they definitely got to the World War II theme, or the Vanguard state theme, and they were really trying to get to the point when they were getting to this, or when they were making this game. They were really trying to say, hey, this is a World War II game. This is a World War II game, and we're gonna keep it World War II based, and you're gonna wanna see what we have in stock for World War II theme, which I said multiple times already, but I don't know, man. They just, Sledgehammer cannot be creating World War II type games. Like, they were just not meant for it. Hold on. And yeah. Honestly, in my opinion, I think Advanced Warfare and World War II themselves just did better on their own. They did help with Modern Warfare 2019. That's what I do like, that they did help with the with the help of them, or just like helped with the Call of Duty titles, but they cannot be making World War II themed games. Advanced Warfare was honestly better than both of the World War II games that they had in stock, and the game offered more, even though there was the DLC weapons that you had to get from supply drops, all that fucking bullshit. That's one reason I didn't like fucking Advanced Warfare, just because of the supply drops. I mean, fuck, no one liked any game with supply drops besides BO3, which is the only one I can say I actually liked that had supply drops. But other than that, that's the only game I can accept. But Vanguard, I like in certain ways. I like the gameplay, kind of. Multiplayer gameplay is better than worse than I hoped, but better than I would have expected. And I like how they kept the same engine from Modern Warfare 2019. And Jesus, it's just, I don't I don't like Vanguard that much. It's not that good. It's worse than BO4. I'm gonna say it. It's worse than AW, IW. It's worse than pretty much every Call of Duty game besides. Fuck, what Call of Duty game is even worse than that? Like, BO4 was like pretty much the pit of shame, and Vanguard set itself worse than that Call of Duty game. Like, how can you manage that? Probably like the worst Call of Duty game I've probably ever experienced. SPMM is completely broken in that game. SPMM is through the roof. It's hard to find natural games where people aren't sweating their dicks off and actually play the game normally like a normal human being. Like SPMM ruined Call of Duty games, even though it's supposed to be obviously skill based. Like, you're supposed to be put with your players, but honestly, they should just remove it entirely, because I can hardly find a lobby in like Modern Warfare and Cold War, or not Cold War, Vanguard. Cold War didn't have SBMM too bad. It had more like level-based matchmaking, or tier-based matchmaking, whatever you want to refer it to, or prestige-based, I don't know. But the fucking thing for, or the SBMM ruined it for both of those Call of Duty games. I just can't even find anything fun about them. But okay, I'm done talking about multiplayer, but I'm gonna talk about zombies now. Zombies on release was fucking dog shit. No one could tell me that they actually enjoyed Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies. You cannot tell me otherwise. You cannot tell me that it wasn't absolute fucking horse shit. They literally didn't release a round-based map, I think, until Season 4 of the game. Like, how you cannot tell me that's not stupid. No Call of Duty game before hasn't had a round-based zombies map. I know Treyarch had to bust their ass making zombies for that game, even though they weren't even supposed to. But how is it hard to fuck up zombies? Literally, I wouldn't mind if you just copied and pasted Cold War or BO4s or BO3s. Just didn't make a shitty HUD. BO4 had the worst HUD, by the way. No one can tell me otherwise. But Vanguard it was terrible. The zombies experience I had when I first played it, I literally joined in playing the game. I was like, I'm gonna try and grind for Dark Ether, which I am not ever going to fucking do. I was thinking of it once they released Shinonuma, but when I realized how fucking slow the grind is, I just was like, no. I am not gonna spend my fucking time on that shitty zombies. Like, just no, I'm not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen. Zombies in that game was just terrible. It's like, it's hard to even like think of. My brain is hurting right now thinking of it. I know I might be a little exaggerating, but I'm not exaggerating. It was not good. I don't know anyone who enjoys Vanguard zombies. Jev was the only person that actually wanted to get Dark Ether just to have it. And props to him, but I'm not doing that, so that's it. I'm not gonna fucking do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not ever gonna do it. Zombies in that game was trash, slow, spawn rates terrible. If I could fucking shove a spiked bat up Sledgehammer's ass, I would. I would put it so far up their bowels. I know it sounds disgusting. I would put it so far up there they would be feeling it next fucking year. Terrible. Terrible game. Also, I just want to let you guys know my rating for Vanguard was 6.2 out of 10. And I hope none of this actually offends you guys. This is just all in my opinion, personally. And hope you guys can at least agree with me.